Greetings, Mr. Old Entrance Alberta Joe. Howdy, howdy. Good to see you. Welcome to the show, buddy. As always. Anyone else? Welcome to the show. You're not here yet? Whatever. It's December 9th. Tis the season. It's Christmas season. Glorious weather. Actually, it's raining today where I am, so not so bad. There was snow. But yeah, got a few things to talk about this week. We're going to talk about the Tuah Hawk coin fiasco. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's kind of getting to be old news now. Just going to talk a little bit about what her potential troubles could be and if she did something or didn't do it. We'll speculate. Also going to talk about the new suspect, just arrested in that CEO assassination. Some 26-year-old dude from San Francisco or something like that. Yeah. Doesn't look the part, doesn't seem the part, other than the fact that he's probably a liberal. Weird either way. But yeah, we'll talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about JayZ and his allegations and his ties to Diddy and how he could unravel because of this. Sketchy stuff. We'll talk about that. Also, the TikTok ban that's coming up. It's here essentially next few weeks. And their attempts to stay it and hope that potentially Trump might back them up, which is kind of weird because it looked like Trump wasn't going to back them up originally. And now he's a bit wishy-washy a little on it. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes down. We'll talk about it. And Mr. Beast. Talked about him before on the channel, but not sure what's up. Why people seem to want to go after Mr. Beast. Is it because he's the biggest guy out there? Is it, does that put a target on your back? Is it because he really is kind of a dill hole to work for? I don't know. We'll talk about that. But yeah, before we do any of that kind of stuff, I have to address the big old elephant in the room. Subscribing. See that right behind me? Got to subscribe. If you like the channel, subscribe to the channel because that's the best way to help a small channel like this grow. And it's not growing very well. So yeah, that's got to do some things. I'm going to have to change up some things. I'm going to work on the mic sound. I've been kind of testing some stuff with that. I didn't want to get into it before the podcast this time because I didn't want to screw with it and then have no sound. So, but yeah, but if you like the raw version of this podcast before it gets any better, subscribe to it and like, share, all that other stuff. Engagement's the best way to help a small channel. So if you like the channel, if you don't like the channel, well, you know what, whatever. Then send me some negative comments. That also, newsflash, that actually also helps. So yeah, comments. What are you saying, Joe? I think it's funny that Trump told Justine that Canada should be the 51st state and everyone lost their mind. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I think we should be too. 51st and 52nd, maybe 53rd. I don't know. You could break it up. We're a pretty big landmass. We're bigger than your whole damn country. So, I think we get more than one state. Plus, we got a lot of differing opinions across the whole coast of coast to coast in Canada. So, probably should be like maybe the amount of provinces we have and territories. We got 13 provinces. So, make them all different states. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, yeah, without further ado. Oh, and I'm also I'm gonna rant. I have a rant built up in me today. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling angst. I'm feeling like I need to get some shit off my chest. So I'm going to rant a little today. So if you're part of that, maybe you'll enjoy it. Maybe you won't. Maybe tell me to go F my hat, which I could. But yeah, so we got some stuff. But yeah, let's just get into it right away. Let me plop up this first story here. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. Okay, so you're probably so sick and tired of hearing about the Hawk Tuah girl. But she's in the news because of this Hawk coin. She started this crypto coin. Of course, everybody's got to get in that space. It's, if you're moderately notorious or famous in some way, I guess you got to start your own crypto coin now. It's gonna be the new thing. Like makeup lines back in the 2000s. Everybody started one. I'm gonna read this article here. Not very much of it because I don't want to get too much in this, but this is Cointelegraph. It's just gonna talk a little bit. This was an interesting article because it talked a little bit about some of the money and things like that was actually hit into it and such. But we're not really going to talk too much about that. I want to kind of delve into the idea that she may have been directly, indirectly involved. If that makes sense. Kind of like where she maybe didn't know what was going to happen, but ought to have known. And all of the people that she gifted coins to were the ones that essentially tanked this thing and stole off everybody else. So potential charges Haley Welch could face if SEC probes Hawk launch. The disastrous launch of influencer Haley Welch's Tuah Hawk meme coin this week was marred by allegations of sniping and insider trading, with the token plunging 91% in just 3 hours. Welch has denied these claims, and authorities have not announced any investigation. However, if the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or the Department of Justice, the DOJ, we know how uncorrupt they are, decide to investigate the controversial launch, Welch and her team could face significant legal scrutiny. And I think they should. Honestly, my opinion, you should, I don't know, you should have a hold on your own thing there a little bit. I mean, there's a certain amount of pump and dump that can just happen outside of your control, I guess. But if they find that any of the original holders of the coin did anything like that, then yeah, I think in some shit. According to Yuri Brizov, partner at law firm Digital and Analog Partners, the SEC can pursue civil charges for securities fraud, alleging misrepresentation or deceit in the sales of securities if Hawk qualifies as a security under the Howey test. The DOJ might consider criminal charges like wire fraud or money laundering, especially if there's evidence of intentional deception or financial misconduct. On December 4th, Welch launched the Hawk meme coin, which briefly surged to a peak value of $490 million. This is the market cap of it, of course, before plummeting over 90% to $30 million in a few hours. The launch was marred by allegations of insider trading, as well as having a supply allegedly controlled almost entirely by a small number of addresses, the extortion and sniping. Brizov said whether the allegations constitute insider trading depends on whether the token is classified as a security. So this is where you get into that gray, it's murky, right? So because it's not really, the SEC doesn't really govern this completely, they kind of like they wash their hands of it and stuff. It's like the Wild West. They just tell you, like, if you're going to invest in these cryptos, you have to assume a ton of risk for yourself. Where, I think you can kind of do it better, I think, if you're them. But this is where I was interested. So it says here, however, alleged data from the DEX screener and Solana Block Explorer SolScan shows a string of more than 80 wallet addresses that had not purchased the token. So that suggests that they were allocated tokens before the launch, all of which sold their Hawk holdings for between $10,000 and $365,000 in profit. So that's where it gets bad, because if she gave away a ton of these coins to people that were somehow involved, of course that's insider trading. And how could you just wash your own hands of it and say, oh, I didn't know anything like that was going to happen, when everyone that you gave coins to did that? It looks bad. It doesn't look good for her. Whether they're going to go ahead and do any kind of legal thing, I think this could be, I mean, I don't know how legit she was anyway, if she's just riding this Hawk Tuah wave, or if she's actually somehow legitimized herself to be popular just based on her personality or not. But I think this could probably spell the end for this chick. And, neither here nor there for me. I don't really care either way. There's tons of people on the internet that are they're ridiculous. I'm one of them, I'm sure. But yeah, enough with the Hawk Tuah shit already, I guess. What are you saying? I think anyone that bought that Hawk coin deserved to get ripped off. Buyer beware, dude. But then again, she's getting meaner the longer she's famous. Yeah, exactly. That's you just said it, the utility. So every crypto coin that I buy holds a utility. It has a utility to it. It's not like Dogecoin, for example. It was just a meme coin. literally a joke. Somebody put a face of their dog on there, and like doggy coin became Dogecoin or whatever the heck the story to it was. But there was no underlying utility to the coin. But you look at like XRP or Stellar or Solana, uh, Ethereum, Bitcoin, obviously. You look at these other ones, these top coins, they actually have a utility. They're useful coin. They serve some type of purpose. They don't just, it's not just like this thing that you could just pump and dump essentially, because they're legit. They're as legitimate of cryptocurrencies as you can get, right? So, but that's what kind of bugs me about this. Is like anybody and their asshole brother can start coin. They can start a cryptocurrency. I feel like I should just start one. I'll just start it. I'll just call it Transcend the Monkey, and it's to enlighten and open your mind. I guess that's the utility of the coin, and I'll sell them for like, I don't know, $100 a coin. That's a reasonable amount, I think. And yeah, limited amount. And then I'll sell more when it goes up to 200. You lost your ass on Stellar? Yeah, I bought them all cheap, so I haven't lost anything on any of them really. But yeah, I actually bought both of those. I bought Stellar at like, I think I bought Stellar at 14 cents a coin or something like that. I bought XRP was under $1 too. It was about 25 cents or 5 cents, maybe something like that. I can't remember. I have another one, Saya coin, which was, it's garbage coin, but it was I bought that at like, I think a half a penny or something like that. But Tron was another one I bought. I made money on a lot of these. Like Tron, I made a bunch of money on. I actually sold a bunch at one point, and then I hold some more. Playing with the house's money on that one, but Transcoin, yeah, we'll call it. I think of something here. We'll do something with the annexation of Canada. We'll call the Annex coin, the Annex Can coin. There we go. So the utility will be that it will be a way to transfer all your shitty Canadian money into American dollars. I think that'll be the utility of it. You bought Stellar at 40 cents and then it just crashed to like a dime. Yeah. So I'm probably even on Stellar. But I don't even know how many coins I hold. It's all in my Binance thing. Don't hack me, anybody. I get so much money. I actually now I buy stocks that are backed, that are essentially cryptocurrency backed, or or related to cryptocurrency. So that's a better way to keep it legit, I think. All right, let me get into the next thing here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, finally loads up. Here we go. So it looks like they have a suspect in that CEO assassination. Nice. I mean, I know it's a mixed response on people, because some people are thinking that it's like, all right, let me frame this correctly. People are almost happy at this happening because this dude was the personification of the pharmaceutical company. But it's completely the wrong way to look at it. This was just a dude with a family with kids, worked for a company. He's not the enemy. Yeah, sure, the big pharma is, in my opinion anyway, the enemy. But this whole thing was just nasty what this guy did. So I'm glad to see that they've got somebody. Hopefully this is the guy. I mean, hopefully they don't have the wrong guy. But from the way it looks, it looks pretty bad for this guy. I'm going to read this article. This is actually CTV news. So welcome to some Canadian news. Just as much of a dumpster fire as you're used to with the CNN and such. So let's see what they have to say. New York authorities have identified Luigi Mangione as the strong person of interest arrested in connection with the killing of United Health executive Brian Thompson. Following his arrest in Altoona, Pennsylvania, earlier on Monday, Mangione was arraigned and charged with 5 counts, according to a criminal complaint. So here's the timeline. 7/10. He had a large sum of cash on him. So he had he was carrying a passport and 10,000 in U.S. Cash, 2,000 of foreign currency. What else here? There was one. Oh, hold on. So they found, what did they find? Okay, so in his backpack, They found oh, here it is. In his backpack, police found a black 3D printed pistol and a 3D printed black silencer. So that's huge. It's funny, you know what? I should know this, I guess, because oddly enough, I actually have a 3D printer. I just don't use it really. Right back there. It's crazy to me that you can print a gun. Like, that's insane that it would actually, that plastic would somehow allow you to fire the gun, but I guess you can print just about anything. But this looks bad for him. The fact that he had a 3D printed gun. They can't trace those, obviously. There's no way in hell to trace it. You just print it and nobody knows you have that. Problem with those kinds of things too is they don't, the metal detectors aren't gonna set them off or anything, right? So according to court documents, Mangione was sitting at a table in the rear of the McDonald's wearing a blue medical mask. Oh yeah, of course he was wearing a mask. This is the way now that you're able to hide yourself. These criminals are able to hide themselves. Wear a mask. Nobody even looks anymore. And looking at a silver laptop computer and had a backpack on the floor. When he pulled down his mask, Altoona police officers immediately recognized him as a suspect in the killing of the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Asked for identification, Mangione provided officers with a fake ID, New Jersey driver's license bearing another name, and the incorrect date of birth. So this all looks very bad for this guy. Looks like this is probably the right guy. There he is right there. Looks like a pretty normal guy, which is the craziest thing. If you look at his histories, he went to school. He lived in Hawaii, or he lived in Hawaii. Yeah, I think he lived in Hawaii. He lived in San Francisco. Dumpster fire, so probably very liberal. He's in New York, San Francisco, Hawaii, all very liberal areas. So he's probably leaning that way, but seems very normal. He was part of a fraternity in his college. It's like, doesn't seem like the kind of guy, real clean cut too. Doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would do this, which is just weird. I wonder if they're going to come up with some mental illness and things like that, stuff that they always come up with after the fact. They're probably going to try and hide the fact that he was like transgendered or some jazz that they don't like to disclose in the mainstream media. So, but it'll all come out. This is new. That he literally just got arrested today, right? So it's yeah, pretty cool. Realistically, that they were able to get on this that quick. I don't think there was an outcry from the public as much to find this guy, unfortunately, because like I said, he didn't. It's kind of a not cut and dry for people. A lot of people aren't happy with the job this guy had and what he represented. So, bit of a mixed bag on that. But I like the rule of law, and I like when people that kill people get caught. So I'm happy for this one. What are you saying, everybody? Luigi Mangione sounds like a fake name. Probably, yeah. They found him, but he just gave another fake name. They're like, oh, that one sounds more real than that one sounds more real than fake McFakerson. I swear. If I did like a phony ID, I would do a funny name like that, like the McLovin from if you remember Superbad. McLovin, just one name. That'd be hilarious. Fake McFakerson. Yeah, I'm Irish. Let me see. I feel like they wanted to say his name was Luigi Mario, and his brother Mario was his accomplice. That's funny, buddy. This doesn't hold water in me too. A 3D printed gun isn't good for more than a shot or two, as I heard. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about it. I'm surprised that they can shoot at all, but yeah, he would only need a couple shots. And wasn't there something about him about it jamming or something, or looking like it jammed? So that could explain it too, right? I think this guy may be a patsy. He was caught in New York, and if so, why wouldn't he flee after so many days? Yeah. But who do you think would be up to it? Like, who would be doing this? It's not like it's not like the Trump assassination, right? Like that one, you could you can get behind all of the conspiracy theories that there was someone else involved or CIA, that kind of thing. But with this, who wants a CEO of a major pharmaceutical company? You know, who wants them to get a hit on them? I gotta be careful with the words I say. I'm just gonna get throttled. But yeah, I mean, whatever. Either way, as long as they got somebody, if, I don't know if it looks pretty bad on this guy. So I feel like it's probably him. You know, he's got a 3D printed gun on his person. He's got fake ID. You know, yeah, just seems smoking plastic gun. All right, let me get on the next thing here. We high fiving. Okay. So JayZ's now in hot water thanks to Diddy. Diddy's the gift that keeps on giving. Anybody who's attached to this guy is in troubles. Not that I'm saying that JayZ's innocent or anything. I don't know, but he's in some trouble. This is CNN Entertainment, so take it with a grain of salt. JayZ denies allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old in 2000 with Sean Diddy Combs. It's funny. I'm reading these damn articles, and they're full of all the words that are just going to get me throttled, and I just read them. And really, I should be pre-reading that and doing something about it, but, well, whatever. The woman alleges she was SA'd by Sean Diddy Combs, has amended her lawsuit to include allegations that she was also assaulted by JayZ at the same party. The lawsuit was initially filed against Combs in October, but on Sunday, the woman added Sean Carter, JayZ, to the civil lawsuit. It's funny because, like, again, I said this a number of times. Podcast. The civil lawsuits are kind of get me a little bit because you're just going after the money. Now, I get it. You know, there should be restitution if something's happened, but I just feel like the civil lawsuit is so easy to win comparative to the criminal lawsuit. And so you'll see people sue criminally and then, or, you know, they'll be charged criminally. Nothing sticks. And then they go after him civilly. So in this case, they're just going after him civilly. Get some money out of him, I guess. Whatever. But Carter is the first celebrity to be accused of SA in connection to Combs. In a statement addressed to CNN, Carter called the allegations so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. See, he's saying the same sort of thing, right? Whoever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? Combs was indicted in September on charges of ST, racketeering, conspiracy, and prostitution-related charges. He pled not guilty to the charges and has denied all wrongdoing in roughly 30 civil lawsuits that have been filed against him. They're gonna drain this guy. He's gonna be bankrupt after all this. The woman who was identified as Jane Doe says she was 13. At the time, she was allegedly assaulted by Combs and Carter at an after-party following the Video Music Awards in 2000. The woman alleges she began to feel woozy after consuming a drink at the party and wandered into a nearby bedroom. Why are you there? I don't understand. 13. What are you doing there? What are you doing at this party? Who are you? Who brought you? Did they... There's so many questions, man. There's going to be so many questions. Hopefully we get answers on this shit now next year with a whole new administration in that, you know, maybe they'll actually try and get to the bottom of this. Even if there are some weird names on the lists, this one and the Epstein list. And we'll get to the bottom of this stuff. Why there are 13-year-olds at after parties with big name rappers and such. This is just bizarre to me. The woman alleges Carter R'd her first, followed by Combs. The woman says she hit Combs and ran out of the party, according to the amended lawsuit. Carter was identified in the initial lawsuit as Celebrity A. Monday, Carter's attorneys filed a motion asking the judge to require Doe to reveal her identity or dismiss the lawsuit. Well, he was 13 at the time, so that's a bit weird, but Mr. Carter should not have to defend himself in the brightest of spotlights against an accuser who hides in complete darkness while leveling allegations that describe the purported acts occurring in the plain sight of witnesses who could refute the plaintiff's claims if only her identity was revealed. Yeah, I mean, okay, that does make sense, I guess, in that regard. Anybody who is being accused of something like that would want their accuser to have to, you know, you want to face your accuser, right? You just can't do that and just be like cloak and dagger on this. So I get that. I don't know. I don't know how to argue in the plaintiffs on her side for this one. But yeah, anyways. According to the lawsuit, those attorneys reached out to Carter to request a mediation, but alleges Carter responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming JayZ. Okay, so there is also another caveat to this that you're going to start to see. You're going to start to see the people that come out of the woodwork that are going to try and get their themselves get into the trough, if you will, right? They'll be trying to get some of the money out of this. They were related somehow to something. They were at a party. They'll allege something, try and get a little out of the trough. So, yeah, I don't know. This is real murky. It's real muddy. There's a lot to it, and I mean, I could see myself kind of reacting the same way as JayZ is on all this. So, part of me kind of feels. Well, I do feel for him. I feel if he's innocent, I feel for him. If he's not innocent, well, I hope you burn in hell, buddy, and they take all the pricks along with you. But I don't know. I could see myself doing exactly this. So I think, yeah, I think you have to say who you are. I think you have to get it all out in the opening, and I think you have to give him the ability to defend himself, or else it just becomes a witch hunt where they can just claim something and he just has to get burned at the stake because they decided. Why is my nose so itchy right now? Guess a fool. I'm not saying JayZ is a PDF. PDF. I've never actually seen that. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure I'm just out of the loop on that. A PDF file. It's so clever. I don't know. It's so obvious that it's clever. Yeah, you're not saying he's a PDF file, but if I was casting a movie with a PDF file, he's exactly the type of look I would go for. Don't they have children too? Wait, didn't you take the just pay them off stance last week with Connor? Oh, yeah. No, so listen, I'm okay with paying. I'm okay with, if you've got a ton of money and you just want to be like, so my point was, if you're, you don't want to go through all that hassle and bullshit of it, and they're not going after the amount of money that would crush you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, pay it. Because I probably would. I mean, just to make it go away. But I would also have some kind of like, I don't know. It would be, like I would make sure that there was no way to be sued again on it. So what's with prejudice or without prejudice? I can't remember the term. What it is, it's like on the wagon, off the wagon. But yeah. So, but in this case, he's being attacked. So like if you're being attacked and it's gonna hard affect you. I don't know, because this is the first of it, right? He hasn't so with Connor. The difference with Connor was actually they did a criminal suit against him, found him not guilty, and then they civilly went after him. So at least he can lean back on the criminal lawsuit and say, no, you know what, I was found not guilty of a crime, and you're going after me for money. Okay, fine, fucking take the money. But this case, they've skirted right around the criminal. So now he has, if he does pay or he does just kind of settle, it looks like he's guilty. You know what I mean? So this one's a little different that way. Now the money, I'm sure the money doesn't bother him, but whatever. What are they worth? What's him and Beyonce worth? They got to be worth close to $1 billion. So you got to swat a fly with 10 million or something. Like it's not really, it wouldn't even bother him. Look at PDF file. Michael Jackson paid a lot of people. So but yeah, it's I don't know. I'm not a big fan of JayZ either, right? So, but I am a fan of what's right is right, and if this is wrong, well, it's wrong. I'll tell you what's wrong. My damn nose. I want to. I think I'm developing something. All right. Yeah. Yeah. On the next thing here. Give myself time to rant later. So the TikTok ban is coming up. It's a few weeks from now, basically January 1, I think it is. So TikTok is trying to stay this ban, meaning that they're trying to push it forward and get a little bit of an extension or delay in to allow the next administration, like Trump, get in, because maybe they think they might get more of a favorable outcome with Trump in. I don't know. I don't know how this will go. I'm going to read this article. This is Forbes. I tend to like Forbes for stuff like this, so they're not going to say anything negative about Forbes right now. TikTok asks to pause ban until Supreme Court and Trump weigh in. TikTok asked the federal court Monday to pause its ruling upholding the federal government's law that could ban the app in the coming weeks, as the company wants the law to remain on pause while it asks the Supreme Court to take up the case. And so President-elect Donald Trump will have time to try and block the ban himself. So if you don't know what it is, the ban, well, what it is they banned Chinese companies, TikTok, Chinese owned, to operate in the States the way they do, because they don't have the same controls that they have over, Facebook and other companies, other social media companies like that. So they're basically trying to, I don't know what you say, force them to sell it to a U.S. company to run it in the States. Basically, that's the gist of it. That's my very diluted explanation of what's going on. So TikTok asked the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit to impose an injunction that would pause its ruling on Friday, which upheld the law requiring TikTok to be sold by Chinese parent company ByteDance, or else be banned from U.S. app stores. The company asked for the ruling to be paused, meaning the law won't take effect, while it asked the Supreme Court to take up the case, arguing the High Court should have an opportunity to decide whether to review this exceptionally important case before the law takes effect. It's funny that they say exceptionally important case. No, I don't know. That exceptionally important. I'm on TikTok, and TikTok is okay. I actually literally just I was against it for a while. I thought, you know what? Hey, gives me another platform to put my stuff on, and I've heard that it's easier to get things to grow on TikTok, so I did it. But literally like 2 weeks ago, not even. But I don't know how exceptionally important it is. It also said the pause would give the incoming Trump administration time to weigh in on the legal dispute, arguing President-elect Donald Trump's position could moot both the impending harms and the need for Supreme Court review. It's like they're saying, we're going to get Trump to just go ahead and do an executive order and get this thing in, or get it pushed past it or whatever. Trump reportedly wants to stop the TikTok ban, and the company argued that as a result, there's a reasonable possibility that the new administration will pause enforcement of the act or otherwise mitigate its most severe potential consequences, even though legal experts have suggested there isn't a foolproof way for Trump to block the law. Banning the app while the case is appealed would inflict extreme and irreparable harm for TikTok and its users, the company argued, alleging shutting the app down even temporarily would deprive TikTok's base of 170 million monthly users and creators of access to one of the country's most popular speech platforms, destroy TikTok's ability to attract advertisers, cripple petitioners' ability to recruit and retain talent. So I'm kind of on the fence with TikTok a little bit. Obviously, I don't think it's good to have a foreign entity owning TikTok and then pushing whatever it decides to push through the platform, whatever algorithm it uses, whatever propaganda it kind of pushes through. I'm sure they're doing shady stuff in the background. For one, they won't allow anyone to see whatever you'd call open source their code and such, right? So that they can actually take a look at it and see what it's doing. If there's anything in there that might be collecting data, things like that. So I'm against it in that way, but at the same time, if you want to use TikTok, you know what you're doing. You know that they'll collect stuff like that on you. It's kind of like all of them. They're all doing the same thing. So I don't know. I'm just a big freedom first kind of guy. So if somebody wants to do bad shit, let them do bad shit, I guess. I don't know. Let them use a a stupid platform that's going to do stuff like that if they want to. So I don't know. It just seems like Trump was against TikTok for a while, and now he's kind of like flip flopped on this one. So not sure why. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's in their best interest to try and push this and wait, because if they'll probably get a more favorable outcome from a Trump administration than they're currently going to get. So we'll see what happens with TikTok. If they're affected, if I'll let you know if I'm no longer on TikTok. Well, you'll know probably, because if you're watching this, you probably watch TikTok. We'll see. Godspeed. We'll wish TikTok some good luck. Them for hate speech. I don't know. I just don't. So I've been on TikTok the last little bit, and I've been watching stuff, and it seems like there's a lot of stuff on there, and it's not good stuff on there, and it's not. The algorithm seems to work the same way as all the other ones do, where it's, you watch a video. I'll watch a video and I watch it through all the way to the end, whether I like the video or not. I watch it all the way through to the end, and I'll get a very similar video. So now, because obviously political leanings are on the conservative side, I get a lot of conservative stuff. A lot of Charlie Kirk stuff. I've been getting I get all the RFK stuff, which is cool. I really like his stuff. But that's what the algorithm's been sending me. So it seems to act the same as the others. So if they're collecting weird information and doing some weird shit, that's not cool. But they're all doing the same thing. What message? I don't know what message you mean. Them for hate speech? Is that what you're talking about? Wasn't sure what you meant by that one. Or you're talking, or if you're talking about TikTok with that, I'm not sure. You'll have to clarify, brother. But yeah, I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm not for a lot of stuff. I'm not for a lot of bad decisions. Oh, Project May. I don't love that one. I don't think I got that. Or I don't see anything about Project Mayhem. Maybe it didn't send through for some reason. Maybe they blocked it. maybe you just got shadow banned on your message. I don't see anything about Project Mayhem. I don't know. Send it again. I don't see it. Yeah, it might have. I don't know. It's funny. I've been running it a lot with Facebook lately. I'll try and say something. I tried to. Most of the time, if I comment on Facebook, it's just like I'm trying to be funny. So I made a funny comment, but it was something. I don't know. In the comment, it said something about burning the house down or something like that. And I got one of those stupid community guideline things. They're like, oh, it's affecting community guidelines. So they're like, you want to modify your message or whatever. I just fuck off and deleted it. Like, can't say anything anymore, man. You can't joke around. You can't. That's gonna be part of my rant, by the way. Coming. We're T-minus about 10 minutes until my rant. Maybe not even. I feel like I just got to get it out. Ugh. Yeah, it won't let you paste it again, probably because something in there I didn't like or something. And I have like, where? I don't have any restrictions set up on the chat because I don't give a shit. I don't care what anybody says. I don't even have any delays or anything. I think the delays are irritating. Let me pop up the next story here. Final story we talk about before my little rant. Right, well, we'll have to talk about your what you're saying after. Go. So what's up with Mr. Beast? Why does everybody come after the king? King of YouTube. Seems like everybody's coming after him. This is a bit of an old story, so it's not like, right away, current. But it seems like it's just everybody's been coming after him over the last little while. This is the Dog Pack 404 dude. Finally, Mr. Beast, this is a couple weeks ago that he actually responded to the Dog Pack allegation. So I'm going to read this. This is Dixerto.com. I don't even know who the hell these guys are, but it was a decent article, so I thought I'd read it. Gives you a little bit of a synopsis of what's going on with this, and then we'll kind of talk about why people seem to be going after Jimmy. He seems like a good guy. Seems like he does the right kind of stuff. Online, he's a philanthropist. Doesn't seem to give a shit too much about the money, but people seem to want to come after him. Mr. Beast finally responds to allegations and will likely sue Dogpack 404. Mr. Beast sat down for an extensive 2-hour and 37-minute interview with Oompaville, one where he addressed a vast majority of the allegations against him in his production house. During this in-depth conversation, Jimmy Mr. Beast methodically addressed each allegation made by his former employee, Dogpack 404, and numerous others in the description of the video. The YouTube star has also provided a public document with his official statements and images as evidence. These accusations included claims of fake giveaways, use of CGI to manipulate content in his videos. Okay, that's kind of funny. So he doesn't use CGI. Of course, everybody's going to use a little bit of CGI at that level. You're going to do some different stuff. I'm sure he uses some, like, you know, some of his like explosion videos and stuff like that. Whatever. Even if he does, so what? Cryptocurrency scandals. Oh, there's another one. Allegations of child labor in the production of his Feastables chocolate and mold found in lunchly meals. Okay. Mr. Beast explained that the delay in responding to the allegations due to a 3-month investigation by his legal team into the grooming accusations against founding Mr. Beast channel member Ava Chris Tyson. There's another hole. Got unlucky with that one, I think. The investigation involved reviewing millions of documents, messages, and interviewing 39 people. Jimmy explained that he was advised to avoid public comments to protect the investigation's integrity, prevent influencing witnesses. They recommended I shouldn't talk about drama or do anything online, he said. While he initially expected the process to last 2 or 3 weeks, it ended up taking months due to its complexity. Mr. Beast posted his follow-up on Twitter X on November 1st, marking it as the day when I got the conclusion of the investigation. Reflecting on the timing, Jimmy admitted, if I could go back in time, I would have done something like this right then. Even realized I made a little response video, but it's just not my style, and stated answering questions directly felt free-flowing and natural, and the more correct approach. Here's the Dogpack 404 guy. I don't even know who he is. I must have missed him in the 3 weeks or whatever he worked for Mr. Beast. Looks like a bit of a tool, bit of an incel, but you know, he's making himself known, I guess, off the back of Mr. Beast. What else? Isn't really anything else. Oh, fake giveaways. Here we go. So Mr. Beast was also accused of faking some of his past giveaways in competitions. Specifically, the former employee pointed out that competition stream lacked a no purchase necessary disclaimer in the description, implying that the giveaway was an illegal lottery. To which Mr. Beast responded, I don't think we did. I have people looking into it and trying to pull the footage and figure it out. He mentioned that the 2 specific accusations have since been already disproven by content calling the claims crazy. Jimmy also offered a refund option for anyone who felt wronged, stating, if people want a refund or think we did something wrong, I will send you a link where they can get a refund. He stated that the incident occurred years ago and promised to look into the footage from the live stream, but would take some time, adding maybe I can do a follow-up in the future. You know, it keeps going on. There's CGI, crypto scandal, child labor, whatever. The point seems to be on this, at least the point for me would be that he's the king of YouTube. He's been the king of YouTube for a long time. He does, you know, he does family friendly content. He does cool content that, you know, even adults enjoy and such. So he's checking all the boxes on YouTube. The algo loves him. So he's the big guy on campus. So it just seems that people are either going after him because maybe he's an asshole. I don't know. Doesn't seem like he's an asshole, but he'd hide it pretty well. Or they just want to make a name off his back, which is fucking irritating to me that people will do that. They'll hammer a guy like this who might just be awesome, and you know, people should, instead of trying to make a name off his back like that, why don't you were in there. You were in the house. You got to look. You got to look under the covers. Why don't you just try and copy what he does? Imitate it a little bit and do it that way. But it's easier for some people to tear other people's buildings down instead of building their own. So I think in this case, it's probably just haters hating. They hear Project Mayhem is a thing we do with about 500 people. Then we report them for hate speech. That's funny. Like a little honey trap? Is that what you mean? Hug those Mr. Beast chocolate bars are terrible. Are they? I've never had any. I've never had anything Mr. Beast that way. Like I've never had the whatever. He's got the burgers, Mr. Beast burgers and such. Actually, we have one very close to me, so I could go and check them out. I think it's still there, but I haven't checked it out. You know, can't imagine any of it being all that good. It's just putting Mr. Beast on shitty chocolate. But I don't know. I like shitty chocolate though. Actually, admittedly, I like shitty chocolate. I like the waxy chocolate. Sometimes, like the garbage Easter bunnies that taste like wax. Been known to like them. So, all right. Anyways. Oh, TikTok. Maybe. Yeah. While you're talking about one platform and another, that's probably it. That makes sense. Yeah. So maybe they'll probably just throttle down that video anyway. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably it. All right. Anyways. Oh, look at that. There's my face. My face bigger without a beside me. Yeah. I don't know, man. So I've been I don't know if as I'm getting older, maybe it must be it, but I'm crotchety as shit lately to like this, like to people's stupidity, just to the lack of like accountability, the lack of like just all that in society where people just think we owe them something or they're owed something. You know, it's I think I've talked about this before on the podcast, the shopping cart test, right? Will you put the shopping cart back to where you got it from or to where it goes when no one's looking? Or, or are you the asshole that leaves it out in the middle of the parking lot for a car to hit it or for someone else to clean up your mess? It's because nobody gives you shit. Well, somebody might, but you're not going to get any real trouble for it. So it's like kind of like there's no consequence to that action. So if you don't do it, okay. But if you do it, it just shows that you have a level of maybe respect for society, consideration for others, that kind of thing. It's just this litmus test of whether you're a douchebag or not. But it's just lately, I just find, I don't know if it's because maybe I spend more time on the internet now, that I find that people are just kind of awful. And I think it's a symptom of the internet. I think it's a symptom of big cities. I think we get away from small rural communities, and you couple that with people getting online and just able to make comments, say whatever the heck they want, without consequence. Somebody doesn't give them a punch in the face, or they don't have to actually look at someone's face and say it and worry about what those consequences might be. It creates this lack of accountability and this lack of care, I guess, for others, this lack of consideration for how other people feel. It's just, I don't know why. Maybe it's because like I said, because I'm getting older that I'm seeing it more. I'm less numb to it, but it really gets on me at times. And I just found today, I don't know, this morning I was feeling it a lot more than usual. So I just felt like I thought, I'm gonna get on my podcast and rant about it, because at least I have some platform to be able to say something about it. I don't know if you notice it as well there, but Joe, but I've just it's there was a video I watched actually just recently where or actually it wasn't a video, sorry, it was just a post where somebody posted this, I guess she was a cleaning lady, and she posted that she had dropped something on someone's tile in their bathroom and broke the tile. And she was in the comments saying like this long write up, and she was talking about how she pointed out that she did it, and she was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll fix it or whatever." And so the owners, they wanted her to get a contractor to come in and fix it or whatever and such. And then she's basically backing it off, saying, "Well, I think it's a small thing, and I could have fixed it, or I could fix it, and all this." And then people in the comments were all saying, "Oh, these people, they can afford to hire a cleaner. They should just take care of it." And all this, there's all these ridiculous responses. People were talking about how the towel wasn't put in correctly, and if it was, it wouldn't have broken. All this shit. Just getting away from accountability or responsibility for the person who broke the towel. It's fine. It was an accident. Okay, an accident's an accident. It doesn't mean that you're absolved from the responsibility of correcting the action just because it was an accident. I love when people just say, "Oh, it was an accident. Like, I shouldn't have to pay, or I shouldn't have to be accountable because I didn't mean it. It was an accident." No, you still fucking have to do it. You still have to pay for it. You still have to take care of it. It's not that person. It's not the owner who hired you to clean their house. It's not their responsibility to correct your mistakes. So it's bizarre. It was bizarre to me that there was a ton of people in the comments like reinforcing that idea that because these people had money or means, that they should go ahead and take care of it forward. Now, if they want to, that's great. That's fine. That's their choice. But if they don't, that's also their choice, and it should be respected either way. I mean, I might be the type where I'd be like, "Okay, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it," for when I have the ability to do it myself. But also, if I had the money to do it and I knew that person didn't, I might do it. But that's my choice. If somebody thrust that upon me to say that I had to make that choice, I'd be inclined to say, "Go fuck yourself." Like, that's like I would be inclined to do that just because somebody was telling me to do it. So it's just, I don't know. It just got on my nerves. It's like this idea. It gets spun into this idea that we talk about how connected we are because of online, because of social media and such, and things like this. That like you and me, Joe, for example. We can talk like this via some. I would never have met you if it wasn't for this podcast. So we connected this way. So that's cool, but really, we couldn't, as far as a species, we couldn't be less connected when we connect this way through uh, uh, um, through social media, through you know through this kind of thing. That's funny. What happened there? Got a weird little buzz in my thing there. Yeah. So I don't know. It really bothered me today. I ran into a couple of situations when I was out and about, and really kind of got to me. Oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah. Well, they're gonna mod your chat. Yeah, sure. Well, and then again, there's another thing. It's like how do you have actual connections with people when there's, you know, when you gotta worry about what you say, and such. You never used to have that in person. You got to worry about what you say, other than you don't want to, you know, you don't want to insult anybody or whatever. But you don't have to worry that there's some kind of like, you know, overseer moderating what you say. You know. Yeah, Streamlabs. That's why I use Streamlabs. But yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's that's all I wanted to rant about. I just felt, I don't know, that for one, when I read that post, that just bothered me. Um, just the idea that people think that way. It's just silly to me. And I'm old enough now to have seen it, to seen the change, right? Because I lived without social media for half my life, and I've lived with social media for the other half. So I've seen what it's like with and without, and yeah, uh, it was better without. So it was just, there was better connections with people and such. It wasn't the same. Now you just have to look at someone like Joe Rogan. He talks about, he just doesn't read comments because it's just a bunch of negativity and shit. Even if, in spite of the positivity that's in the comments, you got to get around all that negative shit. But anyways, all right. Well, yeah, that's good for me. We're at 55 minutes. Gives anybody like yourself, Joe, time to go and what's that? No, I don't do Streamlabs for the construction stuff. I just use my phone. Yeah, I don't do any live. I don't do a live stream on that or anything like that. So if I do videos, I just set up my phone on a little tripod thing that I have, and yeah, I've got a couple. I got a couple videos that I where I'm like how-to videos that are actually the number ones on Google, which is cool. Just like specific like OV barn doors and Dimplex baseboard heaters. So like I'm like the go-to video. So I get a good amount of hits on those videos, which is nice. But yeah, no, I don't use Streamlabs. I thought about actually at one point doing a little construction podcast, which I mean I may do. You never know. I may do it at some point. Might be like a live discussion. People can ask me live questions to things. Like I've been doing it for a long time, right? So I have a pretty good wealth of knowledge, especially when it comes to the funny, weird stuff, because I'm constantly doing like rental units and things like that. So you have to come up with very creative solutions on the cheap a lot of times for problems, because it's not like you just can't rip down a wall, or you can't just, oh, I'm just going to gut this place, because it's the easiest thing to do. You actually have to figure out how to put something together as cheap and quick and effective as possible. So yeah, I wish I what's funny though, when that channel gets monetized, those videos will start making me some decent money, just like, overall, and steady, right? So that'd be kind of cool. And that channel's getting close. This channel, not so much, but whatever. It is what it is. All right. That's it. That's it for me. We're at 57 minutes. Good time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. If you did, I saw the viewership coming in and out. So there's people coming in, watching, leaving. But thanks for watching. If you enjoy the podcast and you want it to stay around and you're not yet a subscriber, you should subscribe, because that shows me that you want it. Because if you don't, then I have to sit and think, well, I'm at 366 subs right now, and I don't know, how long do I want to do this, with such slow growth? So it makes me keep thinking about new ways to invent it, which probably the next year, that's what I'll do, is just find new ways to invent it, maybe get some guests on, things like that. But for anyone that is watching, and you, Joe, obviously, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you missed any part of the podcast and you don't want to watch the whole thing again, I don't blame you. You can just go and check. I'm not going to put all the clips on, because I'm just kind of picking and choosing the ones I want to do. But you can check them out between Tuesday and Sunday, whenever I'll plop them off, 5 o'clock Eastern. And obviously share, comment, all that kind of stuff. All the engagement on those would help the channel a lot. And yeah, if what else was I gonna say? I don't know. I just lost my train of thought there. But yeah, check me out again next week, Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern. I'm here live for an hour at your disposal. Talk to me, talk to Joe. He'll talk to you, and let us know what you think about things. And don't be afraid to comment, good or bad. We don't care. Say what you got to say, and get in the conversation. So again, thank you for watching. I will see you next week, 7 o'clock Eastern, December 16th. See you, Joe. Thanks a lot for being with me, buddy. Take it easy.